before we get on to this time's main business, I have a small thing I want to do that I left out from last time, and that is to show you how to read in a file from reading another file. Now you can put any file here or any path to a file. So in this case, I'm just going to go :r hello.java, and wham, look at that. I just read in a file. So I can read in, and I'm going to go ahead and mark that in my list of things here, :r. So if you're doing something complicated, you can write, and you want to do a big copy paste, and you want to be conservative, you can write your selection that you've selected to a file, and then you can go ahead and read that file into that file or possibly another file. So this is a way to get things transferred between files. And while I'm in here, I will make a couple of additional notes that are kind of useful. This command writes lines A through B to a file. Okay, so that's added to our repertoire. Now, let's go ahead and if B is a $, that means go to the end of the file. End of the file. I'm also going to add a couple of mobility commands in here while I'm at it that are useful and are actually frequently used. Under mobility, hat, which is Shift-6, is start of line, and $, or cash, is go to end of line. Okay, so we can add those to our repertoire of mobility. So we have our nice little cheat sheet going here. So the main topic here is we're going to talk about visual mode. Visual mode is a means of selecting text in a file. So I'm going to make a file here. All right. And I'm going to go in insert mode, and I'm going to show you a new trick. Go in insert mode, type X, hit escape, then type 49 dot. Dot means repeat the last VI command. So 49 dot means repeat it 49 times. I have 50 X's here. Now I'm going to go YY and 19P. I now have 1,000 X's. Okay, you should go back through that sequence and make sure that you're able to do this, because now you'll see how visual mode works. It's actually 3 modes in one. Getting out of visual mode is easy. You just type escape. It's just the same as insert mode. Now, one type of visual mode is what I call Textico graphical mode. To get in, just type the letter V. Move your cursor around. Look what it does. Move it down, move it up. It selects text in a Textico graphical fashion. Now, here's some cool things that you can do. A, what happened here? Oh, I know what I did wrong. I read and I meant to write. I just wrote that text to a file, and if I go out of here, there it is. There's the text that I just selected. Okay, so let's go back in. And there is a second mode for visual mode, and that you type a capital V, and this is visual line mode. It just selects entire lines, like so. So here I can select an entire line. What can I do with the selection? I can yank it, and that yanks it to Mabel. I can delete it. So if I do this, and I type D, that deletes those 6 lines. I'm now going to put them back. Okay. So D cuts your selection to Mabel. Y yanks or copies it to Mabel. And P will paste your selection. Okay, so those are very basic commands. Now, there's one other thing you can do, which is kind of silly, and I'm going to do it right now. If I select a bunch of text and I type RQ, it'll change every character in the selection to a Q. I don't know how useful that is, but I want you to be aware it's there. It's actually a cool feature. I'm going to undo that if you're doing ASCII art. That's keyboard art. Now, the third type of visual mode, so we have visual in text mode, we have visual in line mode, visual text mode, visual line mode. This is called visual block mode. Go up to one of these X's and type Control V. Now do something like this. Now type R space. And all those characters just got replaced with a space. Hey, I'm going to come over here somewhere and do a similar thing. Let's go in this direction and then go down. And yeah, that's about right. R space. So I just deleted all those characters. So you can think of ways you might use this to make keyboard art. Control V. Okay, I want to go this way. Yeah, that's good. R space. So I'm doing a strange thing here. I'm making a funny face using a professional programming tool. And here, let's give him a horrible grin. Control V. And I encourage you to, build something of this ilk just for fun, just so you can see that you can do it. And I'll come over here and do this. Let's see. Yeah. Let's take out. No, I don't want to. I want to take out here. And you can go up and to the left or down and to the right. And I just took out that 3x3 array of X's there. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, just to give it a wry smile. Oh, Control V. Make sure you don't hit Command V. If you make a mistake, just hit Escape and you can get out. And you can undo. Oh. Okay, let me do that again. I accidentally deleted. Control V. Oh. And there we go. Okay, so that's visual block mode. Now, one reason you might want to use it, watch this little trick here. If I come over here and type Control V, all right, that was the first keystroke. Type capital I as an insert, Tab, Escape, Enter. Oh, let me try that again. Control V, Insert, Tab, Enter. Oh no, Tab, Escape, Enter. There we go. And it will mass indent lines by a tab stop. So you have the ability to save things to files. Hey, let's save part of this space to a file and see what it looks like. I'm going to get in visual line mode. W, and then the name of the file I want to do it to. And I can use a double caret or double greater than sign to append this thing to a file. Okay, so this is a very good way to select text. And we have buff, yes. And there we go. There's our little piece of face. So this is the visual mode. So visual mode allows you to select text and do things with it, such as mass indenting, messing with characters. It's pretty cool. Now let me go back in here and talk about replace mode. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do an insert, X, escape, 49.yy 19p. All right. That way I have something to fool with. So what does replace mode do? Type a capital R. Okay. Okay. So it'll mow down existing characters within a line. So I hit escape to get out. And if I move around with the arrow keys and don't hit escape, it still works. Okay. So if you want to move around in the thing you're replacing in, use the arrow keys. So replace mode just writes right over existing text. Okay, it can be handy sometimes, especially if you're making like an ASCII art diagram or something like that. Replace mode is nice, and sometimes it's nice in other situations. While I'm here, I'll show you a couple of other new ways to enter insert mode and to delete things that are kind of useful, and we'll just add them to our list. If you type capital D, you're in command mode, and you just chop the line. Capital D chops a line. Capital C chops and then goes into insert mode. So let's go ahead and go back to our sampler, which is our cheat sheet. All right, and let's go. Here are more ways to enter insert mode. Let's go ahead and put them in. Okay, and so this one is capital C. Anything you chop will be cut to Mabel. Okay, and then we had D, and that's really a cut and paste operation. So I'm going to say here D. Cuts the line at the cursor to Mabel. And so maybe on C I should say cuts the line at the cursor. Yeah, let's say that. Okay, and cut. Okay, so we have C and D there. So we have more ways to enter insert mode. We have some new basic powers, and that is visual mode. And I would encourage you to make a file and experiment with it and its capabilities.